Hey everybody, and welcome into today's edition of One Nation Weather, where we're going to be telling you all about the clashing air masses that are going to be coming out of the northwest and making their way into the central part of the country, causing for maybe some severe weather on Wednesday in places like the Arklatex. I'll give you a look at that in just a minute. But for now, I want to give you a look at what's going on here. It's Saturday, February 18th, and for this weekend's weather, this is kind of what we're looking at. We've got spotty moisture in the west, and this moisture is going to be key as we head towards the back half of the week, so just keep it in mind that moisture that is in that area is going to gradually make its way on over to the east, and as it does so, it will cause some issues with the clashing air masses, causing a frontal passage, which will result in some severe storms getting going in the central part of the country on Wednesday. But for now, it's a mainly dry country this weekend. Again, spotty moisture in the west, but temperatures near or above average in the east, and that's going to become key as we go down the line. So here we go into your Monday, dealing with some quick clipper systems that are going to be basically rolling through Canada, but bringing some light snow into portions of the northern Dakotas, so North Dakota, northern Minnesota, portions of the UP of Michigan. Those areas could get in on a little bit of light snowfall accumulation as we go into the day on Monday, with a little bit of light snow into portions of the northeast, stretching with some light rain down the Appalachian chain into West Virginia on your Monday. But otherwise, it's just a warming trend with dry conditions in the central and southern part of the country, with moisture continuing in the upper part of the west and a little bit of light rain in portions of Arizona and New Mexico on your Monday. But here's when things start to turn a little bit more interesting here. This is on Tuesday. We're going to get a new low pressure system to actually begin developing, taking some of that moisture, gathering it together. You could see we'll see rain. I think it'll turn over to snow right along the west coast part of the system, but it's going to be mainly snow in the northwest here, all the way over to the Dakotas and into Minnesota Tuesday night here. That low pressure system will also bring a little bit of that light rain again into portions of Arizona and New Mexico. As a new weak boundary will get going here, basically a very weak stationary front with everybody on the warm side of it there in the southeast and central part of the country. And as that kind of lingers around, warmth is going to be building in this area, setting the stage for our Wednesday systems to begin moving in here. And you could see this is just a general look at what's going to be going on here. Again, the precipitation will probably be heavier in a lot of cases in these areas, and you could see that rain will be stretching all the way from the central part of the country right along to the east coast on your Wednesday. But look at that swath of snow that'll come out of the west on Wednesday, go into the central tier and north central tier, and then move on over into the northeast coast here. So here's a look at our Futurecast temperatures compared to normal as the GFS models wants to show it to us. And you could see as we make our way into your Monday afternoon, this is Monday afternoon, temperatures are going to be warmer than average across most of the eastern chunk of the country. Notice some blues making their way into the western part of the country, but what's interesting here is as that precipitation gets going in the northwest, you're going to notice that cooler air just gradually does filter on into some of these areas. So I'm going to turn on my laser pointer to give you a look at what's going on here. You can see this area right here is going to gradually turn a lot more blue, meaning that we're going to have some colliding air masses. This is Tuesday afternoon, again keeping it warm in the southern and eastern tier, keeping it cooler in the northwestern tier. And as this cooler air begins spilling southward, there's going to be a really key moment I'm going to show you in just a minute. You could see that really pink air. This is temperatures, pushing 20 degrees, maybe even more below average in some of these areas. As this gets going southward, it's going to collide with that warmer air, and that could create a boundary where we see some big problems here in this zone right here where it's warm with the cooler coming in from the west. That could cause some pretty severe issues here in terms of severe thunderstorms as we make our way into our Wednesday. Now here's a look at what temperatures are going to be on Thursday afternoon. Again, this is kind of just showing you that we'll be near 80 in portions of the Carolinas, right along the Gulf Coast here, Florida near 90 in the southern part of Florida here, even southern Texas still near 80 degrees on your Thursday. But notice that cooler air, temperatures in the negative single digits as you head up into the north central tier here. This is according to tropicaltidbits.com. You could see again that cooler air surging on southward. So here's what it looks like on the precipitation models of this. You can see that on your Monday, there are some of those clipper systems. You could see there's one of them right here. There's another one right here stretching into portions of the northeast. No big issues with this. There'll just be some cloud cover in the northern tier. Notice this little area of showers. This is going to gradually seep southward as we make our way into overnight Tuesday night. Monday night going into Tuesday. And what's that's going to do is, again, set the stage, bring that moisture into the southeast ahead of this snow that's going to be setting up. Notice it starts as rain right along the west coast, but gradually it's going to turn over to snow here as we head into Tuesday evening, which you're about to see. As it turns over to snow, that cooler air is surging further south and east, and what that's going to do is, again, make that boundary for some of that stronger weather to get going across portions of the central tier. So you could see here on the map, you could see there's some of those thunderstorms that could get going here. This is on Thursday, bottom right corner of your screen. Look at that warm air and cool air collision. That is what's going to be setting the stage for all of this. So here's a look at your Wednesday severe that's going to be possible out of all of this. This is your Storm Prediction Center 5-day outlook. Again, targeting the Arklatex, southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and western Mississippi, as well as eastern Texas and Oklahoma for that severe weather risk. Here's your credits. Thank you so much for watching this detailed weather outlook.